real quick before we get into this deck. So I made this whole video and it sucked, so I deleted it. But I ordered a bunch of stuff from X and they had a random. I ordered 4 different decks, and one of them's a Christmas deck, so that will be in the Christmas video. The other 2 were just decks I wanted, but nothing special. This deck, though, so they have these mystery decks, and you can do like anywhere from like $10 to $100. I did like a $37 range, or $35, something like that. And I got these Black Roses Casino from Germany, and apparently it's like a $70 deck of cards, so super cool. And the reason I was doing the X deck video, so quick promo here before we start, super cool court cards on these, but we'll do a full review of these in a later video when I do more research about, you know, why they're worth what they are and stuff. But anyway, so I have this thing with X decks. It'll be in the pinned comment. It's just like, it's called an affiliate program. I talked about it in my last video, but it's a link and I get 10% of the sales from anyone who uses that link. Plus I have a promo code. I'll put it up there. It's LangloyMark995 for 5% off. But yeah, and any money I make from that is just going to be going towards, you know, doing or buying cards with it. Like, you can, you know, cash it out. I'm just going to keep it as credit, and then hopefully, you know, once we get like a good amount of money in it, buy like a super expensive deck of cards. So yeah, I will put that in the pinned comment. And like I said, don't go out of your way to, you know, buy something from them. But if you're, you know, buying cards from X decks anyway, I would really appreciate it, and it'll make for more cool videos. But yeah, so this company, that's enough for that. This company, Faded Spade, I started talking to them in July, I think, and I'm not quite sure how I found them, but I sent them this message, and basically it was like, hey, do you guys have a deck of cards you could send me for me to do a video on? And they were like, we have this new deck coming out in the next month. And then, so they were like, message us in a month, and I did, and they were like, oh, it's taking a little longer, and that went on for about 6 months, and I didn't think it was going to happen, and then the cards came out, and they sent me a deck, like, instantly. So yeah, shout out to them. But here's the little thing. You can read that if you want. But yeah, super cool tuck case, box, whatever you want to call it. It was sealed. I did open it. I was gonna wait, but it was super cool, and I wanted to look at it before making the video. So yeah, a little thing by the founder and CEO there. I'll read this real quick. A dream that turned into action, an action that turned into a brand that turned into a product. Yeah, it goes on, but like I said, you guys can pause and read if you want. Just don't want to make this too long of a video. But yeah, super cool tuck case. It's actually, the gold there is like a gold foil, super cool. Doesn't feel embossed, but yeah, that gold foil in that picture is super cool. So yeah, like I said, this is 2 decks in their poker decks. Interesting separator there. Just black there in the back. Sorry, I was trying to read this. Yeah, I'll put up a thing on where their cards are used and stuff. Very cool ad card, by the way. But so these are poker cards. I think I'm just going to open one because they're the exact same. But we've got a gold and we've got, sorry, a black. So hence the 2 colors on the thing here. But yeah, super cool, what do you call it? Packaging, I guess you could say. Yeah, trying to get this open here. Sorry, one sec. This is, they don't have like a seal like most decks of cards do. There we go. But yeah, I believe poker cards are slightly different size than like the normal like cardistry cards or the normal decks of cards I review. And they do feel a little bit different. I think poker cards are a little bit bigger. They feel really interesting. Definitely feel different than a normal deck of cards. I wonder if it will. Yeah, so they're kind of, so like I said, like, they're meant for poker, so they're not meant for cardistry or anything like that. But the people sent me the deck of cards, and either way, they're super cool. So I thought it would be fun to review, but it's hard to even explain how they feel. Oh, interesting. I'm surprised that there's jokers in these for being primarily based on poker. You'd think that they would just have the cards they need, but either way, very cool. Ace of Spades. But yeah, the cards have a really interesting feel to them. Not at all. It's like there's not like that extra coating or anything on it. But yeah, super cool deck of cards. Pretty pips and indices, pretty standard, a little bit bigger. The numbers are a little bit bolder and bigger, and I would assume that so they're easier to read for poker, you know, from a far distance and stuff. I really like the court cards though. But yeah, super cool deck of cards. Yes, like the heart in the middle there is a little bit bigger. The numbers themselves seem a little bit bigger. But yeah, very interesting feel to the cards. And like I said, this is my first poker deck of cards, so I don't really have anything to compare it to. Very cool court cards, though. Super, super cool. Let's go through the rest of the cards here. But yeah, super big diamond. All the different suits for the aces are really big. But yeah, super cool deck of cards. And like I said, I will do the video sucked, so I didn't end up putting it out, but I do want to do a video of like an unboxing of a bunch of cool decks and a mystery deck, and obviously in the next month or so we'll have Art of Play mystery deck. But yeah, I'm interested to see, because obviously you don't need to be able to fan these cards, but I would think you'd still want them to shuffle well, and they do seem like they do shuffle nice. But yeah, they do. It could be part of the size too, but they do just feel like a little bit different. Not a little bit, a lot different. Just like the feeling itself. Like, you know how most cards say they have like some sort of coating on it? Like it feels like it almost doesn't have that coating or whatever. But honestly, they feel nice. It's just the fan that, like, without that like slippery coating, they just don't stick. Or they stick together more so, and they don't, you know, slide as easily. But yeah, other than that, super cool deck of cards. Like I said, I know they're used. I don't know if it's the World Series of Poker, but I know these cards are used in a bunch of the poker tournaments. Let's see if we can get a perfect shuffle here. And I didn't even look at the back design. Wow. Man, that was nice. That was better than I was expecting. They seem like they're a little bit thicker too. I almost wonder if like they have that so like they don't get beat up as easily. The sizing, it's hard to say. I should know this, like with how much I know about cards. Like what the different sizing. I know there's like, is it like bridge and poker, the two different sizes? I could be completely off. Back design, looks like we've got symmetrical two-way back design. Very cool. Obviously, Faded Spade. So they have the spades there. Yeah, let's get into the rating. We'll start with the tuck case, actually. Tuck case is this box. Super, super cool. Like, you can't go wrong with that. So yeah, that's a 10 out of 10 price. They sent me these, in which it's like, I believe like $40 or something. It is 2 decks, but still, so very thankful for them to send that to me. So that will be a 10 out of 10, obviously, since I didn't pay for these. But yeah, next thing we'll go back design. I like it. It's simple. And like I said, this is for poker. So like judging off of that, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I'll be like, I'm judging it for this purpose or that purpose, but just going off of the aesthetic and look of it and not saying what it's for. I would say 7 out of 10, which brings us to 27 out of 30. Because I was going to say, for poker, I get like you don't want a crazy back design. Like, you know, it can't look too flashy. And I do give them credit because it is cool, but subtle. It's not going to like mess up the look or, you know, take your eye off of things. But to make a simplistic deck like they had to, I'm sure it definitely is very nice. So, you know, we'll bump that up to an 8 out of 10 because for what they're working with, I can see how it would be hard to come up with a cool design, but I really like it. I honestly kind of like the black more. It's still got the coating or the seal on it, so you can't tell as well, but super, super cool. Like that a lot. So yeah, we're at 28 out of 30. A few of these cards, I'm going to be honest, everything feels good except for the fan, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. They shuffle fine and stuff, but it's just they feel different to me. And I'm sure, you know, most poker cards are like this, but I can't be biased just because they sent me these cards. Like, the feel is not like a deck of cards I would typically use. If I was playing poker, definitely break out this deck of cards because, you know, it's a poker deck of cards. But, I mean, I play a little bit of poker. I haven't played in a while, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, I will give it a 7 out of 10, which brings us to 35 out of 40. And then for the court cards, pretty standard, but like bigger, bolder standard pips and indices. But I really like the court cards. Sorry, I meant to say face cards instead of court cards a minute ago. But so yeah, like I said, we're at 35 out of 40. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong, but we'll give it an 8 out of 10, which brings us to 43 out of 50. I will correct myself if I'm wrong. But yeah, super glad that this worked out. They were able to send me these cards. Like I said, I'm going to order more cards from X-Stacks and do like a proper video promoting that. And like I said, I don't want anyone to go out of their way to buy a deck of cards from them. But like, if you are buying one, really appreciate it if you use the link in the pinned comment, as well as there's 5 of them left. And I have to say, I appreciate, like, there was quite a few people, or like at least a few people that used the promo code from what I can see, because they only give you a set amount of them, and they gave me 10 and there's 5 left. So 5 people must have made orders on them. They have like a return policy, so it's like a while before you can see what people bought and everything, but like 35 people have viewed through my link, which half of that is probably me checking it. But either way, I really appreciate anyone who checked it out or is going to check it out. And like I said, you can get 5% off as well. Don't go out of your way to buy anything, but if you're going to, I really, really appreciate it. And like I said, not using the money for anything else than buying a bunch of cool cards to review on this channel. So yeah, I'm gonna redo that video, but in a different way. And then we'll also have a video on this deck of cards once I learn more about it. But yeah, I guess that's about it. Pretty simple video. Thank you so much to Faded Spade. This is the FSX version 2-deck set. That's what it's called, the gold and black 2-deck set. But yeah, super, super cool. A little bit of a shorter video, I guess, but don't want to drag it out too much. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm trying to get back to weekly uploading. Like I said, it would have been, but the last video, I was like, I can't put this out. This sucks. So we're going to redo that. And then we have a bunch of cool stuff coming up with the Kickstarter projects that I'm super excited about, as well as Christmas. Or to play mystery decks. I'm planning on getting at least like 10 or 12 of those and opening them, and then doing like analysis is, how do you even say that? An analysis on each different of the newer decks, you know, that people don't know that much about. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. Plus all my Christmas decks. I don't know if you can see it right there. If I think of it, I'll put a picture to this side, but it's from TCC, which I'm not a huge fan of them personally. Their customer service, let's just say, is not my favorite, and they're not the nicest people, but hey, their cards are super cool, and that Christmas deck looks super sweet. So yeah, I'm gonna have a whole, because I have like 6 or 7 Christmas decks of cards. But yeah, that's enough of a rant, or whatever you want to call it. Love you guys. And sorry, video cut out at the end there. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.